All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here. Today we have a watch from Millar Watches. Now, second time I've had a Scuba here on the channel. Last year, I think it's been about a year ago, these watches were getting ready to go on Kickstarter. I'm not quite sure what happened with them, but they've come out and kind of revamped the watch, done all the things that I think a lot of the people commented on the videos, and the watch has turned out spectacular. Now, this is a production model. It's been on tour here in the US for a little bit, and it's a really, really nice looking watch. It's been to a number of different channels. I'll try to leave some links down below so you guys can check out those videos also. And after it's here on the OFD channel, it's going to go over to Chris at Marshall Time for him to check out. So let's go ahead and look at it. Now, it did come in this really cool watch roll. I'm not sure if this is going to come with the production models, but it is cool. It's got the snap-in pillows and everything like that. Would be a bonus if those came with that, but I'm not really quite sure. I can't tell at the website. But you're actually here for the watch, so let's get a look at this one here on camera. Now, it's got a lot of shiny bits and pieces, as you guys can see, and it does have anti-reflective coating on the sapphire crystal, but it is a very shiny watch. So, okay, let's talk about this one. Now, nothing has really changed as far as dimensionally or anything like that, but the overall looks of the watch have changed a little bit. Now, get the dimensions out of the way. You have basically a 43 millimeter case from side to side from what I can measure. Comes in just under 50 at about 49.4 millimeters from lug to lug. 20 millimeter lug openings on the watch, and it comes in at 13 millimeters from the case back to the top of the semi-dome sapphire crystal on the watch. Now, one of the things that really jumped out to me, and I went back to my last video, was I remembered the watch being extremely shiny before, and it didn't have a bracelet. The one I looked at came on a leather strap, but this one is totally different. Where the other one had a fully polished case, this is actually fully brushed. This watch is brushed all throughout, even through the bracelet, everything. As you guys can see the sides of the case, there's really no polishing done on the case whatsoever. Turning to the side, you guys can see the signed crown. But it kind of makes up for it in this ceramic bezel, and the dial itself has a lot of pop and flash to it. And of course, that domed sapphire crystal makes the watch look super, super shiny. So altogether, the watch is really spectacular. Now, the things I notice right off is the case finish. Obviously, that is done differently. The handset also... Previously, the watch had hollow handset, very similar to Omega Seamaster, and they filled those in, which I think is great. C3 Super Luminova is being used on the hands, as well as the dial and the bezel itself. Stick around to the end of the video for a lume shot. Now, getting it up here a little bit closer, you guys should be able to see that this dial has a slight step to it, which is very nice. Applied indices all the way around. And then the dial actually has a different step there at the 12 o'clock position for that Arabic, which I think is pretty cool. So go ahead and zoom this back. Normal there, but this one on a bracelet, which I really do appreciate. I think that's really nicely done. The bracelet is, from what I can tell, there's no taper, so you're going 20 to 20 millimeter at the clasp assembly. The clasp assembly itself is very nice. You have a glide lock feature there, as you guys can see. So as you wear the watch, if you swell a little bit, you can let this in and out very easily, or used obviously as a dive extension over a wetsuit. Taking a look at the case back on the watch, you have the MW for Millar Watches logo there on the back, sapphire crystal, 300 meters of water resistance, so truly at that professional diver level. You guys can hear the crispiness of the bezel there on the watch, which I think you already heard when I turned it a little bit at the beginning. But really nice looking timepiece overall. Internally, this watch is running the Sleeta SW200. Great movement, used in a ton of different watches out there. I know a lot of different brands, since ETA has kind of dried up, with their movements, are going to the Sleeta SW200, and has a good reputation. 26 joule movement, beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, so it's a true high beat movement. And you also get date functionality, as you can see, being deployed here at the 6 o'clock position. Also, I wanted to note on that date window, it is framed very nicely, which looks great. But overall, very, very nicely done watch. We'll go ahead and pause it for a second, get this watch on my 7-inch wrist, and be sure to stick around to the end of the video for the lume shot. Okay, so a couple things I want to note. 43 millimeter case by that 49 sounds big, but in this cushion case style configuration, it fits the wrist extremely well. Now, I do want to also note that the watch is not sized to me. This is a tour watch. I don't like sizing tour watches, but I have a 7-inch wrist, and you guys can see how much meat is left in this bracelet. Hopefully they come with this many extra links, because that makes it really nice for people. Plus, having that glide lock assembly also, I mean, look at that. This thing is... I can't imagine whose wrist this wouldn't fit when you get it, especially if it has this many links in it. But very nicely done. I do like the crown guards on the watch, covering that crown, and I love the knurling on the crown there. Check out that knurling on the crown. Makes it very easy to manipulate and work the crown. So let's dim the lights and see what the lume looks like. All right, so definitely a good sign. And it looks like we have BGW9 being used on the bezel and then a standard C3 green being used on the dial of the watch. Now, I have not put the light on this yet. This is just how much glow it picked up from the studio lights, which is awesome. But we'll go ahead and hit it real quick here. Just get a little more light on it, see how bright it is when it gets hit really hard like that. So, wow, look at that. Definitely shines. Going to be great shine throughout the night without this. Well, I mean, with this watch, with all that lume on it. So looks really good. Let's go ahead and bring up the lights, and I'll tell you a little bit on the pricing, and I'll leave information about for the website. All right, so definitely some impressive lume on this piece. Now, pricing on this watch right now over at the website, they're going for £499 sterling, which doing the conversion comes out to a little over $610. So you guys do the math on that. You guys think about it, but I think it's really quite a bit of watch for the money. The watch is extremely well built. Just feels like a tool watch, and it's very well done. And now, especially at that price point, if you do get the watch roll with it, I think that's absolutely spectacular. So great looking watch. Thank you, Liam, for letting me check this one out. Stay tuned to the Marshall Time channel because he'll be having this one on next. Guys, you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.